Well families, Miss Stephanie here, and I am so excited about today's video. Our topic is Introduction to Creative Writing, and our target is school-aged children. So in the mail, you'll be receiving everything you need to get started. So let's go over what you're going to be receiving in the mail. First off, you're going to have this. It's a cheat sheet, basically. So what this is it describes the 5 essential elements of a story. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in just a second. You're also going to get this book template freebie. So this is really cool. I found this online. It's basically somewhere that you can write your first draft of your story. Next, you'll have an option of how you want to break down the elements of your story. So you can use this sheet, or you can use a story map. If you have a younger child around 6 or 7 years old, this one may be the one you want to use. It's a little easier as there's more room to write and your child can draw pictures. If you have a child who's a bit older, you can go with this one. Then each child is going to receive their own blank book. You can color it, decorate it, and put down their very own story. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk to you guys about the 5 elements that make up a story. These elements are extremely important. They help the story to run smoothly and help the reader to find logic in the story. So as the author, you're going to want to introduce your characters with as much detail as possible. So if your child is a little younger, this is where illustrations come in. They can always draw detailed pictures of their characters. Each story typically has a main character. The main character is the person that the story develops around, and they are usually the one to solve the problem. Then we have the setting. So this is basically where your story is going to take place. It's really helpful to describe your environment, or you can draw pictures. Then we have the plot. So the plot is basically the entire story that the book is based on. A plot should have a very clear beginning, middle, and end. Then there's the conflict or the problem. So the plot is kind of centered on this conflict. And so the characters have to look for ways to solve the problem. When the story has its most exciting scene, that is called the climax. So the solution to the problem is going to be the way that the action is resolved. All right, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to read you guys a story. It's from storyberries.com. It's a website you can go on. It's got short stories and audiobooks. So if you have a chance, check it out. This is called The Seed That Grew. What wondrous things happen when a girl plants a seed? Once a girl had an idea. She rolled it, felt the shape of it, tasted it. When she could weigh it in her hands, she took it and put it into the earth. The earth was soft and welcoming. She made it a bed there. She covered it over with the ideas that had come before, warmed it with her heart, and believed that it could be something tall, something wild, something beautiful. She watered it with her sweat as she worked the soil, supporting the precious roots, the strong green stalk that pushed faithfully up towards the sky that knew no limit. Alright, so that was a really sweet story. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take our story map and we're going to kind of break down the elements of that story we just read. Okay, so who was our main character? She didn't have a name, so we'll just call her the little girl. So what happened at the beginning of the story? She had a little seed, right? She was holding a little seed in her hand and figuring and asking herself, what could she do with this seed, right? So you could either draw a picture or you can write that down. So then what happens in the middle of the story? She plants the seed, right? So after she plants the seed, what else does she do? She waters it and takes care of it, right? So what happens at the end of the story? What happens to that seed? So it turns into a ginormous tree, doesn't it? So let's go ahead and write that down. So remember, you can always draw pictures as well. Okay, so here's Miss Stephanie's drawings of the story. We can also describe the setting. So where did this story take place? Kind of like in a garden, right? The little girl's garden? Okay, so that's one way that you can use the story map. You can also take the elements of a story and be a little more descriptive about what happened in the story, the character, the setting, the problem, and the solution. So I had my daughter Michelle write a story, and she did it really quick for the video, so I'm just going to read it to you guys. So it's called My Square, written by Michelle. My square. I love my square. Do you know how many things I can do with my square? I can make a cube, right? And this cube can be a house. I can even make a boat. It can be used for shipping. Sometimes you can make a cake. I love my square. What can you do with the square? I dare you. And that's the end of her story. Alright, so I just wanted to share that with you guys really quick. Alright, so I think you guys have everything that you need to help you get started in creating your very own story at home. If you don't have your papers, you can find them on the Families for Literacy Facebook page. So I hope this video was really helpful in getting you guys started in your creative writing. And if you do write your books, send me some pictures. I'd love to see them and post them on the Facebook page. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to keep reading, keep playing, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!